Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Wednesday's stream. My name's Alckemy. If you have no idea who I am, though I suppose the three of us probably know who each other are at this point. Yeah, it's a tough track to make interesting, or to keep that hype, and it's in the subtlety of not having too many details, but just enough contrast to where it's like, I want to see what happens next. Who is the streamer? You don't know who the fuck I am? No, I'm just kidding. I thought I introduced myself. My name's Alckemy. How could you not know who I am if you're here? Yeah, so we only have one quick play spell from Little Pink. I actually had to listen to this. I think that this is your best bass yet. I'd have to take a look at your chain, but I think that for most of the timbres that you're looking for, this is pretty good. I will say it's way too complicated. You don't need nearly that many steps. But that sound was pretty cool. Yeah, by all means. So good stuff. You're definitely doing something right. And I would say, even though I am like, yo, you've got too many plugins and whatnot, lean into it, right? Like, go into the deep end and figure out what works and develop your own style, you know? For me, the whole less is more approach is kind of where I've been at. Even for something like this, I mean, there's a few steps on here, but at its core, if you take away this, and this, the sound is still almost just as good. And it's because of this. Like, this is the magic right here. There's a couple of other things that you can add to make it more, you know, spicy, which is what these little details and stuff are. But for the most part, you really only need a few effects to make this make these kinds of basses and the roaring and the morphing and all that stuff kind of to make it work. Words. difficult. So I think what I need to do for the most part of today, I really wanted to work on the sample pack, but because of Sononym being so fucking stupid, I don't know what's going on with that. What I'm getting into is looking at all this other stuff. Let me see here. From here on, ultimate laziness, work in progress. So pretty much all of these, 142, 140, I'd say. I want to go through these and see if I can add macros and do different kinds of things that make it more interesting and spruce them up because yeah, I know, but it's hard, right? Because sometimes the only way to get to that kind of sound is just by stacking a bunch of shit and then being like, ah, finally. But the challenge now is to go back and really like A B stuff and be like, what exactly is creating this interaction? And then you can just take the best of that and apply it at the beginning of your sound design steps to where you know that that's your core, you know? We're making basses lately, but somehow can't make them cut through the highs without making them sound farty. You mean with like white noise and stuff? Well, you're in luck because is there sorting on this, by the way? Hold on. What are we on as far as this update goes? 2.43. Hey, Fred, what's up, dude? No, I think we're good. I think we're okay. So what I should do, let's do this, is I'm going to go back into the kilohertz stuff. I'm going to grab all of this except for Zyaku's thing and move that to a new folder. And we'll call this PP Hallow 25 for now. We'll call it something else, but what this will give me is just a filter for these patches so that way I can pull them up and go through them one at a time. Phase a plantara. There we go. So now I can apply macros and stuff to what's going on. So maybe. Maybe. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go legato. And let's make that kind of like this. I mean, really the key to it with the high end stuff is adding white noise to the end and then cutting it off with a low pass filter and then bringing it back with an OTT. But like, I don't even have noise over this, but this ring mod is what's giving the white noise. So if we pull this out, that's what, you know what I mean? That's what kind of makes this work. So we can add some release to this. We'll call this tail. Hey, Nate, what's up? I might have too much air in my basses. Maybe. That could be it. Okay. We can add a filter. Low pass. There we go. I guess we could just do it here, but we could do, well, maybe not. Let's add a convolution to this. Then we'll add an audio follower. Something with a nice tail like Chapel Center. Turn that up. Oops. We'll duck that. And then here we'll bring the mix up to like 30. Don't know if Alckemy agrees, but more often you don't need as many highs as you think you do. That's where your percussion should sit. I think it just depends on the nature of the track, right? And also what kind of percussion you have. Like, if you have something that's just a kick snare pattern that's just like you can have a lot of mids and highs and stuff within your basses. But if you have something that's really busy, a lot of times I make them take turns. And, you know, like it makes a lot of sense to have a high end bass on the ones where it's like, and then have something that's on the lower end or whatever. But it's definitely something to be mindful of. I just don't necessarily know if it's one or the other. Okay, let's see if... Oh, I already have a convolver on this. Interesting. Maybe something else I can do is add a wavetable. Add a second harmonic. We're going to do it independently now that I think about it because we want this to not have... Turn the percentage up here. We'll call this harmonic. Maybe we can just do a wild wavetable. I mean, shit, if anything, we can just take out everything that's not the fundamental and just have something wild. My personal development, I've noticed that if you have a noisy top-end bass, notably a really mango Labrise, it interacts with the shakers in a very cool way. Yeah, and that's because of the intermodular distortion, you know. But did you all hear the latest dubstep? Pac, did you hear the latest dubstep track that I wrote? Like that's a, to me, that's a good way that you can balance the highs and the relationship with the percussion. Oh shit, oops. You haven't heard it yet? Okay, I'll play it for you in just a second. That's pretty dope. Let me copy this here. So that way this follows the same thing. So you can't hear this because the intermodular distortion is removing the sound from this. So perhaps if I distort it together after, it's a little bit more noticeable now. Okay, so maybe what I will do is just experiment with this and this to just have that first harmonic here. There we go. And then let's see if that helps, because right now there's just not enough. That's interesting. We'll call this color. And then we'll call this table. And then what I'm going to do on this is leave this here. Table. I'm going to pull the noise down on this if, in case if we want no noise. Let's see what that does. And then we'll do something like that to where we can, oh God, just detune this like ever so slightly. So that way, like, the patch is still... That's fucking sick. Let's go. Oh shit. I still want there to be a little bit more of a harmonic, but it's fine. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, let's see what we got. Actually, let me play this track for you, and then I'll keep going. These kinds of sounds. Let's add that to the discography. Identity Crisis. So this is a really good mix of both high-end along with lots of high-end percussion. So, it can work. Or at least I think it could work, but it's a balance. Wow. What a fucking sound. I don't know. Let's try some sync. Um, I spent a lot of time making some cool sounds lately. I think like this pack is going to be fucking nuts. Maybe I should use... I might use a rack that's going to make this more watery. That might be kind of cool. Is it mono? I don't think it's mono. No, it's not mono. Hey, Numicron. It's not super wide, but yeah, it's not mono. What did I just do? I guess it is mostly mono. I didn't think it was, but yeah, I guess you're right. We can fix that. Although I don't think that's supposed to happen. Oh, it must be the clipper. It's mostly mono, okay? It's not completely mono. Alright? Come on. We all love a little mono. Little mono. Little mono never hurt nobody. What am I doing? Oh, right. I wanted to make this filter table. I wanted to make this squish. Picked up Pigments recently, but was heavily considering Faceplant instead. Both great plugins. Yeah, you can't really go wrong. The reason why I use Faceplant is because I can just go a lot deeper with it. All right, that's a bit much. We're gonna do another filter rack over this to kind of at a pretty high pace. And then we'll call this squish. Should probably save that as squish. Nice. I like that. I don't need to have 8 macros on everything, but I think that just a few. Yeah, I know, right? Does my beta crash as much? Are you talking about Bitwig 6? Or what are we talking about? Bitwig 6 is this version is a lot more stable, but it's not perfect. Yeah, I think the point of this was to create an audio rate. Yeah, it's an audio rate Reese. So they took out the function to enable a maximum view of all tracks. Was that in a previous version of the beta? That's pretty dope. I think this is more of a lead than anything else. AI, so no, I don't think so. I don't think that they've like redacted anything. Sync. Maybe I could reduce the speed of this and see what that does. RM speed. That's pretty cool. Leave that there and save that there instead. Okay, where's this other noise coming from? Oh. Sorry. Yeah, we'll just call it Screek. Let's do an LFO or an envelope to an LFO. Like this. Make that kind of fast. We'll set this here and then nice. And we'll set that here. Call that wiggle. Hey, fudge. Yeah, I think this one's okay. All that mech. Try to find some stuff that can like dramatically change the sound. There we go. Stuff like that. I think this is good for this. These are super cool. I think I did these in a lesson for somebody because they were asking me about bass, and I was just like, I don't remember which Austin this was, but yeah, I was like, all right, I got you. Say less. I'll call this Convict. Actually just has zero significance to the sound. Like, it does, but because it's being processed so hard, it's not really doing much. However, we could probably pull this off and go space out. Yeah, that has a big difference on the sound. I find that like with making macros and stuff, I think that it's in the subtleties now that is better to work on. So as opposed to trying to make, my bass do all of this crazy shit, I'm trying to really refine the quality of the sounds themselves and make them functional, and then make them just morph over time, or do things that are subtle changes that enhance the sound rather than look at how I can take this one little thing and turn it into this, because I've already done that. Let's set this to 4. Filter speed. Fuck off. That's just so cool. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know where else I can go with Neurobass at this point. I think that I've kind of maxed this out of, like, I don't know. How do I make the sitting more cool? Like, I suppose I can try something like this. Maybe like detune it or something. I don't know, Ian. The world is your oyster. Do what the fuck you want with it. But when it comes into bass design, I want to be the #1 channel for all things drum and bass. Yeah, that doesn't really significantly change the sound enough for me to want to do something different with it. Although, something that I think could be cool is maybe some kind of top-end texture. So... maybe if we did something that was along the same lines of this, just a little bit. Yeah. Although it would also be kind of cool if I were to grab... There are only 2 people I watch DMP play, you and Anton from... Yeah, dude, I mean, I can't go toe-to-toe with him. You know, not that I'm like trying to compete or anything, but obviously, like, he's got... they have... Oh shit, I'm doing this incorrectly. They have such an incredible... what's the word I'm looking for? Legacy? That, like, how could you not watch them? Teddy Killers. I didn't know that Receptor was joined Teddy Killers, or was part of Teddy Killers rather. I think Chi told me that like 6 months ago. I was like, what? It's like, that's sick. Teddy Killers in a decade? I mean, they stream on YouTube a lot. I mean, I have tons like this. I mean, he might not be anymore, but he was. He released like yesterday. That's funny. Yeah, I've got a lot of tracks from Receptor. Like old though, old tracks. Oh, wait. No, let's not do that. I want more of the delay. There we go. Nice. Um. Okay. There we go. Okay, so the first thing that we'll do with this is pitch. I don't even remember making half of this shit, to be honest. But should probably save this wavetable. It's interesting. I don't know if this one's gonna make the cut, to be honest. It's cool, but probably it needs a lot of work. That's kind of interesting. It's there, but it's just not, it's not very clear, which is kind of the issue that I'm running into with this. So maybe perhaps if we were to change some of the placement of where this is. That's kind of cool. Okay. That's a lot more interesting to me. But I don't know if you noticed, but we've lost a lot of the low end on there. Oh, is there no OTT on this? Shit. Hey, what's up, Quora? That sounds a lot more aggressive to me. Sky here and already being mentioned. Wait, what? Oh, you mean in the bass? Saw a clip of him playing Arma with some other DMV, and he screamed for Bitwig. Let's go. This sounds 10 times better, so yeah, I like that a lot. I'm just going through these patches that I've made and working on putting another pack together. And excuse me. I was working on a sample pack, but for whatever reason, Sononym was just taking a shit on me. But I'm sitting on all these bass sounds that I'm like, I should just put them in a pack. I don't know. Is any of this interesting to you all? Do Are any of you interested in copying this if I put it out? That's the thing too, is like I've put out a lot of preset packs and stuff with not a lot of traction, and so I'm really trying to like be methodical with what I put out because of how much time it takes to put this shit together. This is pretty cool. I don't know if I really want to add anything else to this, to be honest. Well, fuck it. What does this do? Okay, that's actually pretty cool. It's nice, Megatron. I'm so bad at keeping up with new releases with anything. Well, yeah, and it's a big ask too, you know? I think 3 is alright. I think just leave it alone. And most of these bases that I've been designing have been more so about changing the LFOs, which I'll make a point about whenever I do the advertisement for when this stuff comes out. But yeah, it's more about this stuff than changing everything else. On places like Dogs on Acid, no, I don't. I just do YouTube and then I have a mailing list. Ouch. I think I made this for Zayaku because he was asking me how you get that like insane intermodular distortion stuff. So we'll probably skip that one. Haven't used Faceplant in a long time, mostly Serum 2 and UA and the Fossil Diva. What is this evil patch? Goddamn. That's dope. It's a little dirty, but I think I can fix it. That did a lot for the sound, actually, as opposed to just making it play at 100% the entire time. Like that was a really good decision. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't know. I want to make stuff that people are gonna like, you know. That's so fucking cool, dude. One thing that I do want to change is I need to figure out where the space is coming from. Okay, it's coming from that. So this is probably fine. But I want to add more release to this. Wonder if the part of the problem is that your audience is probably a bunch of sound designers. Um, maybe, but I still think that sound designers have something to learn from this. Or I mean, yeah, your point is totally valid. I just don't know the answer. I mean, I don't really know how to introduce these sounds to people that aren't into sound design, you know? So absolutely, that's why I bought one of the preset packs. Ha! Thank you. That's what I meant to say is thank you. Like AMC? No. Dang, man. I love the throws in this. What does it sound like without this? But other than that, I understand why it was at 0%. Oh, yeah, none of these are going to have that. It's all going to be at 100%. I actually think that this sounds pretty good without it, so Neurify. Like, they should all sound good on their own. Nifonium? Is that a synth? Yeah, it's a synth. Interested in sound design and all, but I remember when I was trying to find any of the 2010s Pot and Pan DMB, I came across a guy who exclusively used splice loops in his music. What is Pot and Pan DMB? What the? I have never heard that term before. You mean like the like this? But is this what you're talking about? So basically, there are people who bought the MPC Live 3 making the same trash beats they made on the Live 2. Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, let them have their fun, right? Did you get one, Mac? Can I borrow it? I actually just recorded a video of the MPC versus the iPad versus the Digitact versus the Poly in Play. And I just talk about different use cases about why you might want each one. It's coming out tomorrow or later tonight, rather. But yeah, that's called tech step. As far as I know, like tracks like that. All right, let's make a melody to this because that could be cool. Oh shit, I need to do it this way. So I like to just play with octaves on here because shit. That way, whatever you play, it's going to work. But we can just use this and set this to 12. Up and down. Had a very different sound. This will be add ARP. I forget though that the problem with this is I need to make this either on or off as opposed to mixing in. So we're gonna use a remap here. And just grab this and do this. And then I forget. Does this go into this? No. Okay, so this goes to 12. Still. Yeah, I teach master classes on everything. Oh, have you never seen this? Phase plant? This is like my bread and butter. Like, this is how I make 90% of my tracks, or 90% of my sounds. Modulate this area and connect an input. Yeah, I need this to go on. Oh, okay. So this goes here. There we go. All right. And then this goes here. Sorry, I had to remember how to do this. So now, boop. Okay, yeah, that just turns it on. So... Is there something else that's dictating this? There is. So we will set this here as well. Is this controlling? FM mount? That's dope. Okay, let's add an OTT to this. And I don't really need to push the high end up. I'm more so trying to control these high mids here. Set this to 100. So we're going to duplicate this and set this one independently. Sick. That's awesome. Dude, we're only on the B's. Oh my god, this is gonna take me a long fucking time. Sustained bass note moved around with the sampler instead of play the proverbial vital definitely makes a difference. Wait, one thing I've definitely learned is the majority of sounds from old D&B comes from the fact that people rarely use soft synths and hard synths directly. Most of the sound design was resampling sustained bass notes moving around. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's because the sampler was, you know what I mean? Like you could take a cool Reese or whatever and like make it loop and do all kinds of different movements without it affecting the pitch. But the more that you detune something, right, the more that it drifts away from the fundamental of the sound. So, but then when soft samplers came out, you could automate the starting point of a bass sample, so you can get this cool, crazy movement going on and lay out a sequence, and then use the sample starting point to offset which part of the sample plays. That's what I did for your virulence, actually. Was I bounced out a bunch of basses that were pretty much the same, and then I just found different chops for the fills. You fit about 8 short samples on a disc. Yeah, on a floppy. Let's add some release to that. Dang ho floppy. MPC floppy. MPC floppy playboy. FM table. I like how that changes the timbre, actually, going from the sine wave to the saw wave. Curious as to what this would sound like if I take away the physical modeling aspect of it. Oh, that sounds lovely. It's because I'm using inharmonics from the FM engine as well as ring modulation. So this is a little bit more stringy. But when you add that, it kind of changes the timbre of... Hey, bro, what do you think about AI taking over music production? Do you think it will replace us? No, I don't. I think that, well, yes and no, actually. I don't know your background and I don't know like what kind of music you make and all that other stuff. But I will say for generic trap and hip hop and things that are easy to produce, i.e., something that you could throw together in 10 minutes off of Splice, or something that you could throw a beat together just from sampling 3 songs and then putting them together to make like a beat tape style thing. Yes, it's already replaced us for the most part. It's already, you know what I mean? It's done so. But what it's doing is it's raising the bar or raising the standard for people to make more compelling compositions, use more compelling sounds, come up with things that only a human can do, you know? But you have to remember that is standing on the shoulders of, you know, 40 years of the hip hop genre. Like, and I will say that for the most part, hip hop evolved a lot from the 80s to the 2000s. And then once trap music hit, it kind of just didn't really, like, it hasn't done anything. And I could say that because I've been listening to hip hop music and I've been making hip hop beats and stuff since I've started making music. That's like what, 13 years? So the AI will never be the hi-hat god that a human can be. Fuck. Well, here's the thing. If it can make FL Studio sound like Windows but on a Mac, everyone is cooked. Y'all are fucked. 100%. No, I don't think that it's going to take over stuff. I think that it, in some cases, is damaging. I think that's a fact, especially with consideration of what happened with images and when AI first came out and everybody, you know, fucking threw everything from DeviantArt to train their models. That fucking sucked. I do think though that AI music sticks out more of has more of a sore thumb than images. At least I think that's my personal bias, but for me, and maybe that's just because of what I pay attention to. Like it's a lot more obvious, and I'm like, like it's cool and it's serviceable. You could tell, but I don't know. I think that a lot of corporations and a lot of advertising and stuff will just fucking use Suno V69,000 and then like not want to pay any creators. What I do think though is that at some point there's going to be a split within the market. I think that people are going to really start leaning into I fucking made this and I have a personal brand as opposed to trying to break into a popular genre or the industry. And I don't think that it's going to die. I just think that it's going to change. Images are so obvious too. Yeah, that's why I said personal bias because I figure, you know. But I mean, there's some pretty convincing images now that are like, whoa. And that's the issue is that a lot of people that don't have the ear for music and stuff won't be able to kind of tell what's going on as a means of like generic genres. But drum and bass, you know, or like halftime or or IDM or you know what I mean? Like, nah, good luck. The audience feels cheated by AI. Right. And that's the thing too, right? Is the audience feels like it's a disservice of art. Um, I don't know. There are some people that are creating that are like, yo, man, I just made an album in AI. And I'm like, great, but was that really you? And it's not even a sense of you didn't put the effort, like the prompts, all that stuff. Like, yeah, like you're channeling what's really in your mind and trying to communicate in that way and calling it your own and whatever. I'm not really here to argue that because that's not my call to make, but it's more of I feel like you cheat yourself out of the experience. Nobody will ever. That's not true, Tyler. Unfortunately, there's actually a lot of AI superstars in pop music where all of the music is curated. That was actually a really big thing. But you know what I'm saying? It's like that's not us, you know. Right. I don't know. It's not my call to make, but no, I'm not. I don't worry about it. Taylor Swift's new album is AI. Her diss tracks. Maybe a little bit of sync would be nice. Belly flop. Big noise. Oh, this is what I made for the dubstep track. What is this doing? Oh. YouTube compression is eating the high end of this one. No, I think it's I don't think it's the YouTube. I think that it's just the patch itself. But it's doing it in a way that's pleasing to me because with this is the characterizer of it. So we're gonna call that sizzle. Not gonna lie, I plot my demos into Sumo sometimes to hear how it continues to make interesting ideas. Yeah, that's something that Virtual Riot advocated. The last time I talked to him. I have no idea. I haven't listened to it. I was just joking. MP3 encoding artifacts. Well, shit. Maybe it sounds cool on your end. Just got faceplant. Really that what is this? Only thing that annoys me is that you can't change parameters with arrow keys, only with the mouse. That's valid. But you can set stuff up to a MIDI controller, right, with MIDI learn. Sorry, I was trying to piece together what what that was. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I think we're back. I think we're doing okay. I think this one's fine. I don't really think that this needs anything else. It's like it doesn't need to be a super complex patch. I still think this is probably like the coolest patch I've ever made. God, I hate that Mac does that. It's so annoying. I have here the world's most rare Labubu. Welcome back. I hate that song. Yeah. What does it sound like without this? Sounds pretty good. We'll call this vocalize. Wait, where did this save? God damn it. No! User. Sounds like a goddamn dragon's asking me to borrow 350. About 350. just save that. I don't think that needs much else. These are actually very different patches. I just recreated this. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm building up a preset pack. Cause Alchemy's gotta make some money. Alchemy need to make some money. Yep, that's dope. I suppose we can do like a master filter or something, maybe. You think so? I think a lot of the sounds that I made today sound just fine. Through time. Mono-compatible stereo width? I don't. I just make shit. Mid-sides, actually, that's not true. This goes on the end of everything. This is a mid-side shelf. And everything below 140, I'm just like, just turn it down. I don't cut it, but I lower it. So that way it still has some of the character preserved. And if I were to add another OTT, it'd bring it back up. But other than that, that's pretty okay. Not really worry about it otherwise. Big dupe. No, I'm just like some of this other stuff that I've made in here, like Alk Staple, like this sounds totally neuro-ish. You know? I don't think that it needs to play that octave or whatever. It's just that part of the cool characterization of that kind of neuro bass is that when you play the pitching, the pulsing and the speed changes, so it adds more movement to the sound. So, but it doesn't have to be an octave. It just needs to like have some kind of pitch bend. All right, this has way too much bass in it. What am I doing here? That's a bit much. Only applies to sustain then? I think you're talking about fills, you know, just like that kind of shit. Or I don't know, maybe you're not, maybe, but that's how I feel about it. Crazy Neuro stuff, best as pitch fill bass. I hardly ever hear the Valley ones outside of that. Yeah, I agree. Let's see if this creates more space. Yeah. Eh. Eh. I think I'm gonna back up and I'll create another reverb over this. It's dynamics module like a wave shaper. It's a upwards and downwards compressor. Tyler said exactly what I meant in a perfect way. Thank you. Yeah, I still don't agree. Like Cohen sound, you know what I mean? Like it's actually not doing anything for me. So let's create another rack inside of this. And then let's just do some fun stuff. I mean, I don't listen to NeuroHop as much, but I listen to Neuro DMB. Well, Cohen Sound isn't just NeuroHop. I mean, their older stuff, yeah, but yeah, that's more of what I'm looking for. There we go. Now we can kind of just fuck this up and do some cool stuff to it. Saturator. I really like the spirals unfold. Fucking Cohen Sound. I don't know how they manage to sometimes to have like no mids but still make it feel like it has mids. I think that they explained that on their Patreon, right? Or was it you and I that had to talk about that recently? Didn't I show that on stream? Like how they do that? I think I think it was Brian. Okay, let me finish this up and I'll show you. I'm gonna try like some wild shit with this though, because like I like the womb, but I wanted to cut a little bit more. So let's try this. And then let's see if I can get this to like move just a little bit. Fuck. Oh my god, guys. Fucking sick. Ever had any luck with MorphiQ? Yeah. It's not my first choice, but the reason why I don't use it is because whenever I design stuff, I try to keep everything within its ecosystem. So if I do like faceplant stuff, I try to make it sound as good as possible inside of faceplant. If I'm doing it inside of current, try to do everything inside of current, because I want the sound to be as usable as possible. Just because I can't sell a preset that has all this different shit. You know what I mean? With all these different plugins. What is this? Reso space. Cool. Just some cool little, you know. So check this out. Noise. Distortion. Filter. This is how they get this. This is how it's super clean, but still sounds like it has, you know, has mids. It's just really fine control over what's happening here, you know, followed by if you have like a crazy morphing sound that you're kind of really ducking those low mids and then you support it with the Foley like somebody was mentioning, like, yeah, then you can get lots of really cool and interesting stuff over this. But I used to do that a lot. I thought that Foley was the answer for making these cool sounds and stuff, but really, like, the most complicated sounds that I have, like, let's say something like this, it's a fucking bandpass. Yeah, it's a bandpass. The other thing that I've realized is that most people, and I blame some early YouTubers for this, but most people that are having trouble with getting like high-end, really cool sounds that sound like as bright and as shiny and all that shit, is that they actually have too much bass. And almost every time I'm done designing stuff like this, if you notice, I went back and I pulled this down significantly. So that way it's not eating the headroom. To be honest with you, I think that we should probably do this as well. Because also not having a sustained sound and just doing filtering is really helpful to the sound. See how much more interesting that sounds now that it actually has space? Yeah, pretty much. I'm just going back and like souping up all of these patches that I've made. It was a major problem of mine until about a month ago when it taught me that. Pulling down the bass is infinitely more useful than a high shelf. Why not do both? Okay, what is this over? Okay, we want to never retrigger this one. Talking about Morph EQ, can you add macros to Slice EQ? Yeah, absolutely. Snap Heap with a bunch of filters would work, but it would still be cool. Yeah, and that's how I teach that. So if you don't have Slice EQ, then I show people how to use the filter stack. But yeah, absolutely. Or LFOs or whatever. There's an extra tab on this that when you open this up, you have these guys. Wait, let me create some stuff. And so if you want to make changes or whatever, then you just go here and then your modulation will pop up. I tend, like these days, for the most part, I just do this. Like I'll just make a shape and then morph the whole thing or move the whole thing. Like this or whatever. And then just do this. But you don't have to. I need to put this on my tablet, not my phone. Hey, Mark. Hey. What's up, Boris? Faceplant goat. Ah, thank you. That's very kind of you. I would never say that, but I do love Faceplant. Bitch. I want a little bit more mid-highs in this. I think with this, that's actually what I was doing with these filters here. So I was making a vowel and just doing it like this to control where I wanted it to go, as opposed to doing the individual slice EQ thing. But I want to see what's controlling the overall closing of the sound. also, this guy needs to have an adjustment as well. I think it's fine. So we'll just save that one. Okay. Yeah, like this one, all the headroom is just totally out of whack. You can bring it back. So we could do stuff like this. I think this is just meant to be like a simple blaster. No pun intended. Focusing on Falcon right now for starting with presets, but leaning towards faceplant when I want to start from an empty project. That's fine. What's my wisdom of the day? Give me a topic for wisdom. I don't know. I'm also like, you shouldn't assume that I'm just smart about everything. Been listening to some more Halftime lately, really digging this artist I suggested. Oh yeah, Anku, he's dope. Okay, maybe a little bit of the bass back. Nice. And then I think what I also want to do is just maybe bring this back just a little bit as well. Rap became super boring. Do I have thoughts on the balance between getting fresh ears on a product, but also not forgetting project, not forgetting what I was trying to do in terms of the project? Yes, I do. Notepad or use Bitwig's note taker. And what you want to do is you want to work with a time limit. And here is a place that on the project you can write down notes. So you could, no, you're fine. You didn't have to do that. I just misunderstood. I'm not trying to judge your typos. It's just I read out what chat says most of the time, and then I try to decipher like what you're saying. But I could be like, okay, so I have the main section is done, right? So now I need to come up with 3 ideas to work on the intro. So I need to be like, try main melody with filter on intro. Come back to second section. Rework the drum patterns. And little notes like this is something that I write down a lot when I have a project idea that I really like. So that way when I step away from the project and I come back and listen to it, it's something that I already have an objective, or at least a list of things, of tasks to get started on. That's like one of the most, yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, that's like one of the most helpful things. And it doesn't have to be within Bitwig, but having a notepad and listening to it in different environments. So like I listen to it on my phone, in my car, on my other speakers, on my tablet, whatever. But like listening to your music, like Chi says this in his masterclass, and I'm going to do you one further because he was saying to listen to his own stuff through like Snapchat or whatever. But I swear to God, guys, like this is one of the best fucking workflow hacks ever. Listen to, like, if you're working on a track and you don't know what to do with it, after you bounce whatever you made, listen to it with other background noise going on to where you can't hear the whole thing. So like I listen to my shit when I'm for the image, but when I'm taking a shower or when I'm doing dishes or when the AC is on, because for some reason I just hear like other things that are supposed to go with it. And you would think that you want to listen to it in its best form, clarity, all that stuff. But I'm telling you, it's so strange. Like, so it's been so helpful for me. Would totally recommend giving that a shot. A lot of ideas or a lot of projects that I've gotten stuck on, I would do that and I would listen to that, and I would be either, you know, just having some other kind of background noise. I might even be playing a game with the track playing, and then I'm like, wait a second, I hear something on that, and then I'll like I'll run to my computer and just start trying to like fill that in. It doesn't happen every time, but it's pretty consistent. So when it comes into wisdom of teaching, let's see. My wisdom for the day is, if you're teaching a class, teach to the middle. Hey, baby. So if it's in a class setting, teach to the middle, because there's going to be people that are beginners, there's going to be people that are more advanced, and you have to set a standard for the middle. When you also teach, as opposed to just saying, here's one thing, give everybody the foundation of what it's supposed to be and show the road of where you can take that an extra mile higher, or where those paths can lead. When you're teaching to the individual, which you should always try to teach to the individual. I know that I just said teach to the middle, but there's a way to do it and a balance of that. But when you teach to the individual, instead of trying to make somebody speak your language as a means of think how you think, take the time to understand how your student thinks. Take the time to understand their language, so that way you can become fluent and help bring them up to what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So like, if I'm teaching oral, as opposed to being like, well, you need to do it my way, it's more of like, well, how does this person work? How does this person think? What are the things, what are their biases, and what are their strengths? What are the things that they can improve on? And when you start doing that, you start bringing people up in a way that's unique, because everybody deserves to be unique, right? Everybody deserves to have a unique lesson, because we're not all the same. That's why I don't like standardized shit. That comes from martial arts. If you all have seen any of the stuff that I talk about with that, that would be my advice to you, is teach to the individual. If you're teaching a class, you teach to the middle, but learn to speak your student's language. Hi, baby. She's jumping on me because she's like, it's 6 o'clock, it's dinner time. It's not time yet. You're also scratching the fuck out of me with your nails. I do. You good puppy? Yes, you are. You a good girl. Yeah. Yeah. Are you tired of hearing Dad's monologues to random people that you've never seen on the internet? I'm sure you are. Alright, get down, baby. I love you, but you're hurting me. Oh, she's great. It's not dinner time yet. I usually feed her at 6 o'clock. It's 5:40, but I'm gonna make her wait a little bit. Yeah. If anybody else has questions, feel free to ask. Great. This one already has stuff. I'm just gonna move on. Hardware is great. Try. Water. Do I create samples for, do I create impulse responses? Not really. I just chuck anything in there. Anything new for the membership people soon? I mean, have you seen all the videos that I've uploaded? Oh, that track is already uploaded. Um, yeah, so like I haven't made anything that's like dedicated towards certain memberships, but I've been releasing a lot of music, and then I've been recording a lot of videos that are like ahead for the next 2 months. But after I finish this pack, I was actually going to do a sample pack first. It's in the um. Why do we always have this conversation? You even commented on this, bruh. I can't help you, bro. I can't help you. You you are a lost cause. A lost cause. Joel Santana. That's the same track. Yeah, so what I've been saying is I've been making a lot of content that I'm trying to like get a little bit ahead. I was working on the sample pack, but Sononym decided to take a shit on me. And so the hardware sample pack and stuff is thought it was old as fuck. How many sessions does a track usually take me? Anywhere from 1 to 4 on average. Jersey, get down, baby. I know you don't need to go out. I just took you. I took you like 2 hours ago. Oh, you were so sweet. I love you. You're a good puppy. I need you to get down, though. Come on. Get down. Cringe. I think you were also asking me about that patch, and I'm pretty sure... Yep, I'm pretty sure this is the wub wub wub. Get down, Jersey. Down. Maybe it's not, but I'll upload it later. They're a little different, but basically the same. Yeah, I'll upload it later. What else could I do with this? Maybe adjust the width. The width. Oh god, I just remembered about the exclusive TM sample pack I sent the other day and haven't made jack with it. Exclusive sample pack you've got? What? That's nice. Oh, man. There's no way that I'm going to get through everything today. Do I even want to do... It's been ages. Maybe. This must be an older one, because I don't even have the clipper on this. Where's this other stuff at? Let the puppy be modulator. She doesn't like these kinds of sounds, really. I'm not doing anything with this. Okay, I need to put that later in the chain to make that a little bit more impactful. That's pretty dope. Wow, that's way too much, even just for 0.5. Crazy. Saturator. We probably need a ring mod here. Okay, let's adjust this. That's pretty dope. Okay, that's not doing anything. That's pretty dope. I'm gonna create another notch right here and cut through those mid highs. There we go. And that just like creates a nice little pocket for whatever the high end is there to me that sounds way more pleasing. Sick. Notches or nice? I wonder what this was supposed to be, because I don't think this is... Oh, there's macros on here already. Okay, let me see what all this is. Detune. Detune reso. This is cutoff. Cutoff and res. Are these like different? Did I make different low pass filter settings for this? Is that what this is? Strange, but okay. I think I was just trying to create a pattern with that. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Bumpy. Bumpy. That's awesome. Wow. I'm going to create a dynamic EQ on this. Same thing here. There we go. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's pretty nice. Okay, this one we can kind of break down pretty easily because we can just reduce the noise. Noise. Convo. Sync. Detune. and spread. Let's pull the sustain down. And then some slice EQ over this would probably be pretty good to have before this. This is kind of streaky in the mid-high, so yeah. Ouch, dude. Guess it's everything above 8K, so whatever's going on here is just like, ah. Let's add some glide to this. Let's also add some vibrato. Cool. Works for me. Jesus, bro. I think I'm just gonna leave a note of open the multipass and change up the LFOs. Because that's really what this is going to come down to. And I think that, well, I don't know, what other kind of stuff could I add to this? I know what I could do. Let me just do that. Pass cutoff. Gate speed. Random phase. Random phase. Gate. LP. Gate speed. Yeah, I could just use this shit, because, like... Okay, now, where is... Because I think this is off. Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's why I have this utility here, so that way if I need it, I can do shit like that, so... Dope. Excuse me. Okay, cool. Uh... Band pass. Mm. Do FM. Cool. Okay. A lot of corrections to be made on this one, but it's pretty cool. All right, what's going on here? There's something that is uh probably skip this one. I don't really like that. Kind of whatever. All right, what's controlling this? Cool. Bruh. Dope. I could tell this has too many mids in it, or too much mids, so we're gonna back off of this just a bit. And then I think that if I do that, we can actually make this a lot louder. It might be kind of nice to also have the option to take off the saturation for the most part. They just back off of a lot of this. I want to see what that is going to sound like. Except for maybe at the end. Oh no. Oh no, that's fine. Remove saturation. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to add some high end here. Then I'm going to reduce some of the mids. That sounds a lot better to me. That's kind of cool. It's just a thing. Kind of like that for just what it is. Dude, you see how much of a difference that made by like pulling back on the low end? That just made that so much more clean. Fucking crazy, man. I think let's do LFO speed. Random phase. Is this on? It is. We can also do this here. Wait, no. Yes. Yeah, that sounds like 10 times better. Dysfunction junction? Do I even want to know what this is? Oh, this was what I made for Zayaku. How the fuck did I get that so loud? Holy shit. A lot of low end on this. A little bit too much high end on this. Oh my god, Ian, what are you doing? I think these like cool little like one-off basses are nice. We'll set this to 2. Then we'll map this here. Hey, Fortune, what's up? It's kind of cool. Yeah, that sounds... I'm going to try to just redo the OTT over this. See what I can get out of it. There we go. And something else that I can hear that I would probably want to do out of that is also add a notch filter towards those low mids. There probably is one, but I think it needs another one. That just kind of helps clear out some of that stuff there. Something that might also be cool is table range. Yeah, that has a drastic change on the sound, which I like. Oh, what does this do? Ooh, what does this button do? That's crazy how loud that is. Oh. Oops. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? That made no sense. Now it does. Okay, we're also going to match this to this. I think this is one of like the best tricks low key to make this sound 10 times better is to also do the volume automation. Yeah. Growly. Growly. Don't change it. That's fucking fine. I think that's also fine. I make anything from hip hop to drum and bass to the mix in between, which is halftime. But I think a bigger question would be what genres of music do I not make? But almost everything electronic. Almost everything electronic. Let me set this at C2. This is kind of a meme, but whatever. I'll keep it in because it's stupid. That's kind of Soul Steel. Yo, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. Probably won't include that. God damn it. I'll have to go back through these and make sure that all these racks are saved, but whatever. I don't know if I'm going to include the drums. What is this? There's a reason why I call it this. Maybe. That's nice. It's pretty funny. Tibale. I like that. That's pretty funny. Filter. What does this go to? Oh, grand verse synth. Effects select. It's kind of cool. Dope. That's pretty funny. Sounds so ugly. That actually helps the sound quite a bit. This one's alright. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not, but speed. It's kind of nice. Herb speed. Fucking beautiful. Yeah. I don't even want to change anything about this. I'm just... Nice. It's kind of cool. Oh, wow. This needs that. Holy shit. Okay. Ah, fuck. Oh, shit. Hello, generic trap beat. Fuck. Oh, shit. Quit. I like that there's a few of those. Yeah, that one's dope. Pitch mod. Cool. That shit sounds great. It needs to be a little bit snappier, but it's a good starting point. I forgot I made this. That's fucking hilarious. Oops. Real trap shit. Might just leave that. I kind of like that this is lingering. That's really cool. I really like this one. Yeah, these are all great. I have like a series of these Roberts. I don't know. They just that I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna make a bunch of these basses and do cool shit. That's so dope. That one's okay. I just kind of want to get through the rest of these and just see what's in them. Yeah, that'll be nice. Pre-made stuff for you. Probably need to back off of that just a bit. It's a little bit crunchy. Yeah. Still a little bit sharp, but it's not as bad. Nice. Just fucking loud. Holy shit. Ow. Audio follower. Just do a big giant scoop here. Let's go clipper. Let's just pull the output gain down by like 7 dB. There we go. That's cool. Cool. We pretty much went through most of these and added the macros and stuff. So it only took 3 hours to get through. Hi, baby. I know you can't be on me right now. I have to go to the restroom. And whenever you try to punch me, you make me have to pee my pants. I don't want to do that in my chair. I don't want to do that in my chair. She's like, feed me, Dad. Does anybody have any questions on anything? I had a good time today. We had a lot of people at the beginning of the stream. Had lots of fun. Um, so yeah, this pack will probably be ready by the end of the week. Just because I put so much progress into it, I'm pretty happy with the way that this came out. Or also, is there anything that you all would like to see me add? I guess most of these are bases, obviously, but they all sound cool. They're similar, but still a little bit different. Hi, sweetie. I might need to go back through these again now that I think about it and make sure that all of the racks are saved, but it's not gonna take me that much time. She wants to be in my lap so bad. I'm sorry, sweetie. You cannot be in my lap. You cannot be in my lap right now, sweet girl. This is how she talks to me when she wants things. As she comes and jumps in my lap. And she's like, please. I've been waiting all day for the food. All right. Well, chat's dead. So thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you all on Friday. Sound good? Check out alchemy.com if you want access to a lot of these sounds that are already available. I will be putting up some of these in the Arcanum memberships. I haven't decided which ones yet. And then once I'm done with this, I'll start working on my sample pack. Yay. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you all on Friday. Bye.